Welcome back, Agata. Right? I mean, I'm gonna
Hello.
start straight. I'm gonna start straight away. 175 kilo bench press. What the fuck?
I don't know. I was just as surprised yesterday. My goal for that session was to bench a comfortable 165 and then maybe try 170. Just to press it like butt in the air, touch and go, whatever. But then 170 actually moved well, and I was like, well, then I gotta try free reds. Let's go.
Man, that's crazy. Because I even spoke to Pavla. I was like, "What's going on, man? Can you explain to me what's happening?" And he said to me, "It's just the last few blocks has been so good. All right, so we're just literally fingers crossed, toes crossed. When Agata is back on the platform, that we can replicate those blocks. I mean, before even like we cover everything I have on paper. Can you just talk me through how these blocks has been? How amazing have they been?"
Yeah, so following me maxing out in June, I spoke to Pavel and said that I kind of feel like I need some lighter blocks, like less specificity, one less session. So instead of 7 SBDs, I'm currently doing 6 SBDs, and one of them is just like really light overhead squat, dumbbell press, and some super light deadlift variation. So those are some changes. Other than that, we've tried a new
Hmm?
um, a new thing on bench, which is not going under RP7. So most of my
Hmm.
sessions right now throughout the entire block are RP8, 9. So it's just like higher intensity on bench, and that's been working really great. Uh, yeah, I've also done dips for 2 blocks, which could also potentially be part of the reason. So
You've been
just a
doing
lot of
dips.
things. Yep.
Oh, I think I need to start doing. Oh, I can't do dips because I don't have a triceps. Oh, for fuck's sake! I mean, it's working because again, I think it's one of them things where like it's almost like it feels like you're new to the game. Every time you add a variation, it's just work fantastically well. I mean, like again, I've seen the numbers. Even like your maxing out on the SPD that you did like what in June or so. For me, I watched it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it because I knew she's stronger than that, right? And because some of the
Yeah.
lifts that were moving, I'm thinking, that's not what literally her strength is. Can you tell me what happened leading to that SPD? Because you did not look Agatha on that session.
Yeah, so I had some personal things going on. I broke up with my partner uh, 2 weeks before
Oh,
maxing
man.
out, and it really affected me. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, so I lost 2 kilos in a week, and I just also was, it was right before Worlds, so
Mhm,
I
mhm,
was
mhm,
feeling
mhm,
really down about not being able to participate, and just a lot of
mhm,
mental things. So I didn't have a lot of motivation going into training, and
mhm,
yeah, I
mhm,
just knew
mhm,
I wouldn't be able to hit the numbers that I'd want, but I still wanted to see kind of where I am strength wise. And
mhm,
it turned out better than I expected. And I know that if I was competing, we would also take other different attempts because I took some risky attempts that day. If it was an actual meet, I would probably go lighter on bench and lighter on deadlift. So I know that
yeah, to
I
maximize the
could have hit
total.
more.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? When these performances happened, we don't really see what happened in the background. Isn't it? People just think like it's Agatha and all of that. You got all these stuff going on in the background, but you're still stepping out on that platform doing what you're doing. I mean, talking about, of course, personal stuff's happening. I mean, myself, I meant to have a surgery like what last week, and then they figure out I got high blood pressure, can't have a surgery. I've been having all these tests,
Oh,
ECG, X-ray, blood tests. Basically, like sometimes you know when life slaps you, everything just come down in one go. You know what I mean? And people on the other side, they don't see all of that. But again, sorry to hear that the breakup of your boyfriend, but again, for you to come up from that and hit 665, mate, come on, come on.
Yeah.
You know, you, that mean like, can I just say the breakup was good?
It definitely worked in my favor. We can say that for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 665. And I'm sure you were a lot. What you were like 74. You were 70. What 76? Isn't it? Around
Uh,
76 kilos.
78.
I mean, you're 78 kilo, 2 kilo above your body weight, your class weight, 665. It's mental. It's
And,
crazy.
it was a double on squats, and neither of the free lifts were an actual RP10, so I could probably squeeze out a little bit more, which is
100%.
insane.
I even said to Pablo, as I said, look, at this point, when we're seeing a 665 and double on the squat, we should start looking at 700 kilo total when she's
I
back on the
mean,
platform.
6, 7,
Do you know what I
700.
mean? That's what I'm saying. Let's think because again, like I think he reminded me a couple of days ago. He said to me, "Go and look at the singlet Agata sent you. What did she write on the singlet?" And I remember I even got a picture on my phone. I was like, "Don't tell me." He was like, "Yeah, we're on course of that 140 40 GR point." I was like, "Oh fuck my life." Sometimes when you put it out there, it sounds like a joke from the beginning, and then when you start seeing that actually becoming real, you just go like, "This is crazy.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
crazy."
I called it on my story. Uh, my next meet, I'm gonna hit 700 kilo total. So mark my words.
So, so let's see. When is the ban over?
November 3rd. So my next meet is most likely going to be Equipped Nationals in December, but I'm gonna do it raw. And yeah, I'm probably gonna max out. And I'm gonna hit 700 kilos there.
At 76.
Uh, I probably won't bother making weight, so
Mm-hmm.
guess I'm gonna be at around 78
Yeah,
as
but
I was.
yeah, be close. Be close. 2 kilo is fine, right? Water cut. One water cut, that's it. But just be close. It's 700. Oh my God. Can you split it? What's the numbers here? What we talking? Squat.
Um, let me just get my calculator. It's gonna be tougher than I thought,
Huh?
but let's say 245 squat,
Yeah?
175 bench, 280 deadlift.
So 245 squat.
Yeah,
When
let's go.
we all know the only lift that been holding you back is your squat.
But it's been
Do you know what I mean?
going crazy recently.
That's crazy because like the bench press, you're the best bencher in the world. And 280 what? Deadlift. So you want to output the 84s and get close to the 84 plus record.
I actually did that yesterday. I think the deadlift world record is 269, if I'm not mistaken.
270, 270, 270 in
270. Okay, so I
yeah.
equaled it.
Say it again.
I equaled it yesterday.
Wow. That's crazy. Oh my God. So basically what you're telling the 84, you should keep working harder because come on. And the funny thing, right? Seeing you in Lithuania was crazy. Right? When I was in my hotel room, someone messaged was like Agata is here. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell is she doing here? And then when I saw you, I was like, yeah, I drove by myself. I was like, huh? I mean, what made you do this? Driving from Poland, it's like what, 6, 7 hours drive to Lithuania?
7, yeah, 7, 8, I think.
I mean,
Um,
by
I was
yourself.
bored. I was bored, and I just was like, it's pretty close. I can drive there, just you know, take a trip, have some fun, see my
Wow,
friends
that's
and stuff.
wow. How many days did you stay in Lithuania for?
Uh, 3, I believe.
So how was the what was your impression of the 76?
Honestly, it was a bit underwhelming, I would say. I expected a closer battle and higher higher totals. You know, comparing this year's words to last year, I feel like last year's were a lot higher in terms of like excitement levels. You know what
Mm,
I mean?
mm, mm, mm,
It was a
mm,
bit
mm.
underwhelming this year, and that goes for most weight classes.
Is it because is it the underperformance across the lifters because competition becoming fierce, people are pushing a little bit too much in prep? What do you think? Because for me again, I was actually saying this exact same thing. Like my weight class at 83s, I was expecting, of course, I was expecting the 900 or the 890 even in our weight class that because you look at the data, especially like of course with other weight did in training and even the some other weight class across that the 120s, the 105. I was expecting numbers to be bigger, even in the 93s. I was not expecting a 927 can win a world. I was expecting 940 and male to be 930
Yeah.
plus. Do you know what I mean? I was expecting that. For me, it's like, of course, I try to figure out or think about why these underperformance. I know as a higher level lifters, we always say when you come to world championship, it's not about how much you win by is about just winning whatever is there. But do you think this underperformance is attributed to people pushing too much in training?
Uh, yeah, for some weight classes it looks like it. Because I don't know why, but people start basically maxing out in training again. I thought that kind of died out a while ago, but yeah,
But
it's
people like
hard to
yourself, you don't
say.
help. People like yourself, you don't help as well. Because when if I'm a 76, watching you do what you do in training, those SPD days, those big numbers, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? I need to get close. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm just not gonna go and shake Agata's hand and go home. I need to compete. So, do you think like elite lifters as well were contributing to making pushing other people to push a little bit further in training?
Um, that might be the case, but that's quite literally counterproductive because most of my training I go super light. I even on first and second week often undershoot purposefully just to gain momentum to have that strength on third, fourth week. That actually works a lot better for me. I don't get as hyped up for like the earlier weeks of the blog. I don't
Mm,
use smelling salts. I don't use as much caffeine. I don't even really set out numbers that I want to hit. I just come to the gym
mm,
and take whatever's there on the day. And
mm.
you know that works a lot better than trying to push every week.
I mean, so I know you're supposed to go to the 84, but now you're staying. What's the reason of you staying the 76? What's the because again, like I know there's what they always say. I'll go where competition is, right? But no offense to the rest of the 74, 76 in the world. When you start hitting the 665, the 700 kilos, you're saying, I mean, I don't see the competition there, unless of course Cronin comes in with some next level numbers, which is she's capable of. I watch her in Lithuania both years. I mean, the 2 years we've been there, even in Germany, you can tell she has got so much left in her. Do you know what I mean? But when you're doing a 665, 700, and you're talking, I mean, that's just closing the book. But what's the reason of you going 76?
I'm not really staying at 76. So the plan for this year was to do Sheffield as a 76 because that would give me higher chances of winning my third Sheffield title. Because the total world record is lower in the 76s, and do 84 for Worlds. And since I'm not gonna be able to do Sheffield, then I'm just gonna slowly bulk up to the 81st for Worlds next year, and then go back down to the 76s for Sheffield probably. That's the plan. Uh, So I'm currently slowly bulking up to the 79, 80 kilo range because I'm probably not gonna go a lot heavier than that anyways, because I just don't
So
see the point.
so what we're saying, 84 kilo Agata in Brazil next year.
Yep. I mean,
And then
at this point, I might have to go 84 plus to have competition. So
I mean, I don't blame you because again, I'm saying if we're talking about 700 now in December, by the time Brazil come, I mean, you might end up out totaling the 84 plus. Do you know what I mean? So you might as well do that.
I wouldn't complain, honestly.
You know what I mean? I mean, the funny thing is, right? There's so much has happened since Agata was banned in powerlifting. So in terms of like what the Polish Federation have taken away from not just you, but from us as fans. You know, they've taken that the best female powerlifter that ever lived. They've taken that away from us. So a lot has happened since has happened. So my question to you is, how did you manage to deal with it? Because it's hard when knowing I am the best that ever lived, but I can't just step on a platform and prove it.
Honestly, for the first few months last year, especially leading up to Sheffield, when it was like still developing and we weren't sure if I'd be able to go or not, I had a really tough time and I didn't really make any progress in that time period, because I was just mentally not there, you know. I was losing sleep, I was drinking a lot more frequently, which is never good. Uh, I was struggling to finish my sessions. I didn't have that motivation to keep pushing. But I don't know what changed. I just kind of found that driving me again. And
I think it's the breakup happened, and then look at that, 665.
might be.
Do you know what I mean? The thing is, like, I know it's sad and it's painful, but sometimes, I mean, I'm a Christian and believer. Things happen for a reason. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that was holding you back, but that suddenly happened. But look at now. Do you know what I mean? For you know what I mean, for me, like personally, anyone who will be listening to this, like I was in a situation where the breakup happened. 3 months later, my life has just changed, flipped from this person I was struggling to that person that became so bloody successful within 6 months. And I was like, did I always have this potential? I'm not just talking in powerlifting, I'm just talking about outside powerlifting as well. My professional life that within that 6 months, I was like, how did I become this successful in 6 months? Do you know what I mean? So things
Mm,
happen for a reason. You got to believe.
yeah, I definitely had a lot more free time and time for myself, and to take care of everything around training, not just training itself, and that definitely helps a lot.
That's good. So in terms of like your team now, right? Because I know you still got Pavlo around you. So do you have now a what we call it a consistent team where there's a programming coach, a nutrition coach, there is a physiotherapist there making sure that Agata still stay, intact. And then on that question, I'll follow up. Have you had any niggle or any injuries since you had the ban, since you've been putting yourself through these big blocks?
I mean, so to answer the first question, yeah, like Pavel's around always, and we have a gym together, so I see him pretty much every day, and he sees most of my sessions right now, which is really great, really helpful. I still work with Kedrick as my nutritionist, so yeah, I recommend. That's great as well. And
I mean,
as
I love
for
Kendrick. Look at me. It's me. I mean, come on, Doctor Strange. We got to love Doctor Strange, isn't it?
yeah,
Go for it.
and yeah, we have a PT who works with Pavel closely, and but I don't really go to him that often because I just don't really need to. We usually just address things through training and they get better after a while. Of course, I have some pains and niggles here and there, as everyone, that's just part of training. But for any more serious injuries, I had one uh, around Sheffield. I think it was, you know, yeah, around Sheffield time, I was fighting with a friend at the gym, like just trying to. We were fighting for a minivan, um, and he kind of somehow grabbed my hand and pulled it back like this, and I tore my forearm muscle. I mean, he tore my forearm muscle, and that was the most serious injury I've ever had since I started lifting. And I actually couldn't squat, bench, or deadlift for like 2 weeks straight. I couldn't deadlift without straps for over a month. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Agata. Jesus. So basically, the straps is the one that helps you to manage that injury. Shout out to the SPD straps, by the way.
Yeah. I
You know,
had to use them a lot.
wow. So I mean, it's crazy, right, to hear that the strongest female powerlifter that ever lived has never been injured. The first injury was playing in the gym and fighting in the gym, and then getting a forearm tear. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. That is crazy. I expect you telling me, oh, by the way, I was squatting 200 kilos, and then I misgrooved it, and then you know. Hurt my disc or something. It's just crazy. So in terms of like to keep yourself intact, as I said, to keep yourself that consistent, what other aspects of things you included into your training or programming for you to stay healthy?
I mean, there's a lot of like more health focused exercises, depending on if there's any current issues in training, if there's any pain. Pavel just like chooses what to give me, and some things are consistently in my program.
Mm.
Uh, don't know if I have any specifics, but yeah,
Do
you
you
just
usually?
you gotta do all your accessories, not just your main lifts and your heaviest, most exciting accessories. Just do everything and put the same amount of effort into everything you're doing, and you should be good.
I mean, for someone who's benching 175 kilo at 70 or 8 kilo body weight, come on. Do you know what I mean? If he gives you an advice like that, you better take that advice. In terms of, because again, I spoke to Pavla. I should have invited him on this one. The approach, because he spoke about these blocks being really, really well, really good for the last few blocks. That's why you're able to demonstrate the amount of power and the strength that you have done this week. Do you normally repeat your blocks, or you just change new blocks every time you go to another?
We've tried doing that once, like 100% replicated a really great block, but it didn't really work out that well. It's usually pretty similar, but there are small changes, like we change red ranges a little bit, accessories change every block, so that's one thing. Uh, but yeah, variations usually stay the same for a few blocks in a row, and then we just kind of work around different rep ranges.
I'm gonna park the training on the one side, right? I just wanna cover, of course, the 76. Again, I know we've covered the world. Of course, earlier in the beginning, I mentioned about Krenan, high was. Of course, you mentioned about your expectation of world. For me, yeah, Clennon was always the favorite to win, right? In terms of like the world championship, even though all that nonsense of social media story we were seeing now, I knew she can't come to world if she was that banged up. Do you know what I mean? She's the one to come, right? So I knew she had, even if she was banged up, but she's strong enough to pull what it needed for her to win. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? So I'll ask you a question around Susanna. All right, Susanna is one of your Polish friend as well. I mean, you came there, you were supporting her, seeing lifting. So what's your impression about her, especially because she's coming to powerlifting pretty much. It's the same way you came to powerlifting. You know what I mean? A junior that come in looking such a phenom, doing what she's doing, and now first time, bang, she's at Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? And she's in your weight class. So first of all, are you guys friends? And secondly, how are you guys seeing her progress going? It's pretty because of people like us are seeing like almost like they're calling her Agata 2.0. Do you know what I mean?
Ah, I don't like questions like this. So of course, I'm a competitor first. She's in my weight class, so I look at her as my opponent, and that evokes some negative emotions in me, if you know what I mean.
Mm,
It's not like I
yeah,
dislike her, but I kind of have the mindset of, okay, yeah, I'm rooting for her to be strong, but not stronger than me. Like, I don't want to let that ever happen. And
mm,
I think she has a lot of potential. Uh, she's young, she's strong, she's definitely motivated, and I think she's gonna do great things. But she's not gonna be stronger than me. Like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not let that happen. Um, but it's really great to have another Polish competitor be at Sheffield. And it's crazy to me to think that we could have had two lifters from Poland lifting at the same Sheffield if it wasn't for the ban. So that's really
it's
unfortunate.
crazy.
Yeah,
And that would have been good for your federation.
would have, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I hope she does well at Sheffield. I'm really rooting for her. I've met her a few times. She doesn't live near me, so I don't see her often, but she seems like a really nice and cool person. So I hope she does well at Sheffield.
I mean, again, like what you mentioned there, right? In terms of like, it's just now, like you go to these world championship, whether she's in your weight class or competitor or no, but unless you have got that other top class lifter in your team, it's really
Yep,
good. Do you know what I mean? It's really
it's really
it gives
good.
you the sense of like the weight of the nation is not just on your shoulders. Of course, I know you don't feel like that, but it is nice, right? Thinking like, especially now, especially
Yep,
you will be fluctuating in those weight class. Like next year, as you're saying, if she goes to 76 in Brazil, you go out of 84, potentially you can walk away with that world champion for two Polish world champions. You know what I mean? So, which is good
yeah,
for you
yeah,
guys.
that would be amazing. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So,
But you
yeah.
know what? What's
So,
her name? I wish I could compete in several weight classes worlds. Just like compete
oh,
every day.
you mean at the same world championship?
Yeah, that would be fun.
So you want to compete what 76, and the next day you're competing at 84.
Yep.
No, 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 you can't be doing that. Otherwise, we're just gonna get WADA to get a room in your house, and they will just live there forever because you can't be doing that. You can't be competing at 76 and you competing at 84. No, no.
But yeah, every time I choose one weight class and I see what the other weight classes that I could potentially compete in are doing, I just get such a big FOMO. I'm like, I want to compete with them too. Just let me compete.
So would you say if you win a world title as a 84 next year, would you say you'd be tempted to go 84 plus, even though you're like 85, 86?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm close enough and I know there's a chance I could win, then yeah, because I don't like doing things where I'm sure I'm gonna lose. Like, um, I don't like losing. Well,
So
uh,
what's your impression? What's your impression of number one? What's your impression of the 84, which is going to be your weight class next year, in terms of the world this year? And what's your impression of the 84 plus?
um, you know, without Amanda, yeah, the 84s were also a bit underwhelming. I think they totaled less than the 76s, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Huge congrats to Diana for pulling this one off, but it definitely wasn't. Also, I feel like this class is finally getting stronger because we had more lifters hitting over 600 on the podium, which is great. It's great to see this class develop. The 84s are always like one of the most exciting weight classes to watch because of
Mhm.
Beat versus Sonita. It was really unfortunate this year with how things turned out, but still great to watch.
I will ask you about. I mean, of course, as you said, unfortunate. I think if we I'm trying not to dodge into the conversation again, but it's something we should raise. All these things are happening, Sunita. You've probably seen the media, right? You know,
Yes, I have.
you've seen the comments, and you've seen all these acceptance of people being racist and left, right, and center. So, what's your view about it? Because again, the view, of course, we all don't want racism in powerlifting, right?
Yep.
So, I'm asking in terms of like, what are we now expecting as lifters from our federation? Because at the end of the day, we need to be protected, right? You might end up in Brazil and say, "Oh, you know what? We don't like polish." Do you know what I mean? So it can happen. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what's your expectation here?
I feel like the role of a spotter and loader is so important that we should somehow formalize this job because you're literally risking people's lives and you're risking people getting injured if you hire
Hmm.
incompetent people. And
Yeah.
I maybe we should do some kind of courses on for
Hmm.
spotters that they have to attend, or just choose crews that have proven themselves to be great, like the one crew that we always have at Sheffield. Because a situation like what happened to Sonita is unacceptable at such a high level meet. Like she could literally get injured from that. And it's crazy to me that with how much powerlifting has evolved in the past few years, there's still some crazy fuck ups like that at Worlds.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, it's like I wasn't even thinking on the lens of like I know, of course, there's racism there on that lens of racism as well because the guy admitted it. But I'm talking about in the lens of safety as well. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Forget about my skin color, but what you've done there. This is woman was squatting a 333 kilo squat. Do you know what I mean? This is not someone squatting 2 bags of sugars. No, you know what I mean? And as you said, anything like that, because he thought I did it on purpose, anything like that could have resulted to serious injuries. You know, it
yeah,
could be even like what? Someone's life could be on the line. Because we're talking about a lot of weight here. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I
So,
think we've
yeah.
all seen that one YouTube compilation of faulty IPF world spotters, and
Mhm.
it's crazy to see that still happening. Like it shouldn't be happening.
100%. It's like the due diligence of choosing the spotters, not just like, of course, about the beliefs on left, right, and center. Yeah, we need to make sure we're tighten up on that one. And also like safety. They need to be able because again, this guy, as much as like of course he came out, he said he's racist and all of that stuff is going on social media. If you look at most of the session that he spotted, he's just a bad spotter. Whether he's
Yeah,
racist or not, he's just bad. Do you know
unprofessional.
what I mean? Yeah. And you see it of like what? I saw someone posted like with Anna and some other lifts, and even the foot placement when he was squatting squat, you can't put your foot there when people are squatting. You can't be doing that. Do you know what I mean? Let alone being
And I
racist,
feel
I'm
like
saying, but he's just a bad
another issue,
spotter.
another issue is that there's just one spotting crew for the entire event, and they have to work for like what 10 hours a day, every
Yeah.
day for over a week. That's as someone who has some experience being a spotter and welder, it's too much. You're gonna be so fucked up by the end of the week, and that's when the heaviest sessions are happening. And you should have people who are fresh, who are ready to do their job, and not tired from a whole week of working physically 10 hours a day.
I agree with you. So I think the IPF or the EPF they should consider these kind of things because you can't just get someone spotting for 5, 6, 7 days in a row, 10 hours a day, the same person. Have three teams. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? As you said, make an official position. Have 3 teams. Even if you have to pay them, pay them.
yeah, we're
Pay them
paying
people
so
not to
much
do.
money for the official hotels. Give us good spotters in return.
Exactly. Even that, like, we bloody pay money for what you call it, this TV deal, right? And then what? In
Yeah.
the UK, for instance, right, they put us on TNT. The TNT here, the license to watch TNT is ridiculous. Even like the family, when I was in Lithuania, they were asking, "Oh, what TV channel you be on?" I was like, I'm going to be on TNT. They were like, are you taking the piss? You know what I mean? So even though like you choosing Eurosport, but we're not actually. I want to see what are we benefiting from the Eurosport. That money could be invested elsewhere. Leave us on live stream on YouTube. We're good. Do you know what I mean? You're good. Or
Yes.
even if you make the what do you call it, the live stream paid, like what weightlifting, because weightlifting does that. When you want to watch them live, you need to pay a subscription for you to watch them live. You know what I mean? It's fine. If £5 or £2 or €2 or whatever, that's fine. But putting that money on what? On Eurosport, what are we getting from it? Nothing. Do you know what I mean? What are you getting? We're getting bad spotters about to kill us on the platform. Even as you said, we're paying what astronomical amount of money for the hotels. You know, and the transfer, mate, from Vilnius to where the I mean I can't say where that name of that city where this championship was for the life of God,
Druskininkai?
right? That's the one. I mean, just getting tight from Vilnius to there. One waste like what 180 euros.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I rent a car for the entire week. 7 days I was there, or 6 days I was there. I rent a car. I pay £110 with an SUV. So
Woo!
you explain that fact to me. Make it a sense to me. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? It's just
I don't
crazy. I'm
know.
saying. You know, there is venue of money, or even if like they have to increase the participation fees for us to cover for the spotters, do it as long as we get safety on that platform.
Yep.
You know. But anyway, so in terms of like, of course, we covered like some of your competitors. Of course, the World Championship. It was nice seeing you there. To be fair, um, so the next comp is national in November. You're gonna be doing that as raw, not equipped. Would that be still the total there? Would it still be good enough for you to qualify with it for world?
So first of all, I will have to become a national. Gosh, having the brain fog. I will have to join the national team again, like from the beginning. And to do that, I need to podium twice at the national meet. So if this one counts, then I will have to do this one and then a national meet in March, and that should qualify me for the national team. And should and the meet in March should also qualify me for Worlds. So if there's no issues with that, then just
Can
start
you find
again.
out first for December one? Can you find out the November one or December one? Well, I find out if that can count. Because if it doesn't count, what's the point of you doing it?
No, I mean, first of all, just to compete again. Like,
True,
I
true.
honestly, I don't really care if it will count or not. I just want to step on the platform. Just let me lift weights.
Are you have to? Do you have to apply for the federation membership again?
Yep.
And you will go through the same people.
What else can I do?
Can I just say good luck?
That will be needed. Thank you.
So yeah, we're talking about, of course, potentially doing. Of course, you will be doing November, sorry, December, and then you do the national, as we say, in March. There's the Europeans coming next year before World. Are you doing it? Because he's in Sweden. The probably that will be a platform for you to dust off the international platform
When are the
drive before you
Europeans?
go. I think I think it's around March, end of March, I think.
Then I probably won't be able to qualify for that one because I have because I my guess is that national in October will be the qualifying meet for the Europeans.
Oh, the October one, but and then of course your band is still around. You
Yep.
can't compete. So and your band is 3rd of November.
Yep.
Can't they just get it 1 month early for you to do that national in October? Can't they do that? Write to them. Can you try and write to them? At least they can give you that month.
I have tried. but I'm not really getting a response. So
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad what they're stealing from us, not just from you, but from us. So they're stealing a performance. They're stealing for us to see some unbelievable things that have never been done on the platform. But again,
but
but the good thing.
I'm looking at the positives. I have to admit that after last year's Worlds, where I didn't really have um, the results that I wanted, and I did a water cut that I didn't need. I was basically a 63, and I still won by over 30 kilos, going 6 for 9. Right? I was a bit burnt out. I had that kind of feeling like, yeah, I'm so far ahead of everyone, and like, it's a great feeling. I love it. That's what I was training for. But at the same time, what am I supposed to push for? What am I even like trying to achieve at this point? It's like just trying to find some crazy things to do, like 10 times body weight total, uh, just to kind of motivate me to keep training. But I had a lot of thoughts like, what am I even doing this for? But with this ban, not being able to compete, I have I now feel like, hey, I want to keep doing this. Like I love competing. That's the point. It doesn't really matter if there's competition or not. Just being on the platform, just lifting those weights, that's what I'm doing it for. And I feel like without this ban, I wouldn't be as strong as I am right now because having this super long off season, being able to try new things in training, being able to kind of stop pushing so hard all the time because I was competing a few times a year, just pretty much um, peaking all the time, and having this like super long off season and feeling like, hey, I want to step on the platform again. I want to feel those emotions again. That that definitely helped to get to this point.
So you're telling me if I go through my surgery, I shouldn't worry about it, and the amount of time I'll take off. It will benefit me.
I hope so. I think you're gonna get a lot more drive in training when you get back to it.
Yeah, yeah, probably maybe I will be able to bench 200 kilos when I come back. Who knows? I mean, you're right. In terms of sometimes the longer rest you get your body to rest and heal properly and try new things, it works. It works. These picks that we do every 3 months or some people 8 weeks, there's no really progress, isn't it, around that? It's almost like that's why we always end up in a meet. We're looking for a 5 kilo PB or a 10 kilo PB because you're just picking too much, too many times a year. Do you know what I mean? But if
Yeah,
you
there's
take
no time
that
to.
6 months a year,
Yeah, like I've had a lot of time to build a stronger base, to add muscles, to work on my weaknesses, without worrying about specificity too much, and it really shows.
and also like I'll ask you this, because people will ask this question. People will say because I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I've seen a lot of stories on social media. Of course, the news in town because Krennan, she's a world champion, right? She's the one who won Sheffield. She's the one that's gonna defend our world title in Brazil. So my question is, when you made the decision to go back or to go to 76, I know you spoke about doing 84 at World and 76 at Sheffield. Was was it Crennan ever an influence or a thought about you thinking I want to compete again? So because now what people say, they look at Crennan and people are like, oh yeah, she's stronger than Agata. She could be stronger than Agata. She's gonna do more than what Agata has done. Do you know what I mean? Because in some of the podcasts,
Not
I
not
think
yet,
in the
not
the
yet.
last KOTL they were talking about Rondell. They were talking about if Krenon fix that bench will blow, and then she's gonna be on that Agata level. Of course, there was Janae, the junior that was talking about as a 69. I was talking about I think I can do what Agata's numbers done. So all these conversations, right, in terms of like, I'll bring it to you yourself. I know me and you do talk about, of course, offline in terms of these kind of things, but how do you, what do you feel when you hear these things?
Mostly just mad most of the time because like you know she hasn't hit more than me yet. She's not stronger than me yet. My best total at 76 is 35 kilos, done at 71 kilo body weight, and I did it over a year ago. And what do you think? I'm not progressing? Do you really think I haven't progressed since then? Like, why is Kranon progressing in your opinion and I'm not? That's that's annoying, you know. Uh, she's not stronger than me yet. Maybe she will be one day. I doubt it, but whatever. But you know, it's just it's frustrating to hear that, especially knowing that I can't step on the platform and prove that she's not stronger than me because I'm banned. And yeah,
Do, does that make you feel a bit disrespected, especially for
yep,
that coming from the people that should have the knowledge of powerlifting?
yep, yep, definitely. But honestly, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm Polish or because I'm young, but I felt that way since the beginning of my powerlifting journey. Because, you know, even before my first Worlds in 2022, I hit 564 at a national meet. So it was a legit total. It wasn't a gym total. It was a total that I hit at the meet. And they were still talking on the podcast. I think it was Two White Lights. They said that Crown, not Crown, Kimberly
Yes.
Warford, Kimberly,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
that she will probably beat me. She's gonna be stronger than me, and it probably won't be that close of a battle between me and Jess. And I was like, I've literally hit more than what Jess has ever hit on the platform. Why do you think it's not gonna be a close battle? And that just kind of kept happening over and over again. Next year, when I was going to Worlds in Malta, same thing happened. People said that Sophia Ellis will beat me and I might be off the podium, even though my worst ever powerlifting meet where I was injured, I went 5 for 8. I almost bumped out on bench. I still hit a bigger total than Sophia ever did on a good 9 for 9 day. And like, how do you even compare those two things? I'm not taking away from Sophia, she's really strong, but just I just don't get where people take this from. And then they go out and say that Kranon is stronger than me, even though she's never hit more than me. Like, so frustrating. And I don't know what I have to do, what I have to, how many times I have to keep proving that I'm stronger for people to finally start saying that.
I think for me, I wasn't. I was okay. You're different because you're way stronger than me in terms of what you've done and what you're achieving. But in terms of the respective, like, and that I was in a different place, but similar at the same time, where I'm actually showing you I am internationally, I am one of the best 83 in the world. But for the conversation to always being put fourth, fifth, whatever, because someone, two, three, four people in America are doing this, I'm thinking like, hang on, I'm doing these performance on an international platform, right? And I'm flying to go and do these performance, but it's still not good enough. I went to China, I did a 872 with 5 men flight, 5 men flight. I flew 12 hours, 5 men flight to do that. And I come home, still the conversation's going. Oh, this person, that person, that person, that person. I'm fourth or fifth. I'm thinking like, what else do I have to do? Do
Yeah,
you
right,
get me?
exactly. Exactly. Especially since but I don't know about you, but I post my training regularly and I show
Yeah.
everything. And you can usually see what I'm doing in training. So it's not like you don't even have to speculate. Like you can literally see what I'm doing. So
Mhm, mhm.
where are these people coming from? I
I
don't
think
understand.
people want sport talk in powerlifting. They want to create this narrative around something that almost does not exist, right?
Yeah.
Because again, I'll go back to even Lithuania. I tore my triceps, of course, on my squat. You know, I had to have a physio massage my tricep to just get one bench, and I got
Mm.
2 deadlifts. I still got bronze with that, and I went to X-ray. The doctors are telling me, "How on earth did you lift?" I had Agata. I had to show them my performance award, the video, for them to believe that was me on the video. But while I was talking to my surgeon, I was like, "Look, this happened on my squat, but I still bench 182, and I said deadlift 350." The guy was like, I don't believe you. I was like, what don't you believe me? That's Pavlo, isn't it?
No, it wasn't.
I was like, what don't you believe me? He said to me, like, let me see. He watched the video, but he still could not believe me. So again, it
I
comes
mean,
down to the
could have
point
been
where like,
AI, to be honest. Could have been AI.
yeah. So I literally I sat there, I'm thinking like, what else do I have to do with a half a tricep that came third? But still, when you listen to the recap and all these conversations, some people are even saying on the podcast, right? And some of the recap I saw, people are saying, oh, apparently it got hurt. I was like, apparently. I'm sitting here going through blood tests, telling me they have to open my elbow to fix my ligament, and you telling me on the podcast, you're saying apparently. Are you crazy?
Oh my god.
Do you know what I mean? Because again,
Yeah,
at the
but
same time as a,
you know, I've had similar things happen. Like literally, yeah, I think last year at Worlds, I tore my thumb before going out for my first deadlift, and I talked about it in podcasts, in like interviews. I wrote about it in my post, and it still got misinterpreted. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's not the best word, but you know what I mean. People
But is
kept
it
saying like,
because is
"Oh,
it because
she," because I didn't go out for my second deadlift. I had some reasons not to, but the narrative got like switched up to, "Oh, she didn't go out for her second deadlift because she tore her thumb on her opening deadlift." It's not true because I tore my thumb before my first deadlift, not during my first deadlift. And I've talked about it so many times, and it's still.
yeah,
Uh,
that's the narrative because people swing the narrative to make their story better, to make their session podcast, or even I will put, even go to the extent to make their friend's performance seems better. Do
hmm,
you know what I mean? Because they need to draw that narrative, isn't it? For me, it's like, of course, oh, I had a shit world, blah blah blah. Apparently, I got hurt. Do you think I can do a? I almost did a 860 double in that peak, in that training, and I go to world for me to do 845 with one bench and two deadlifts and two. Basically, I went 5 for 9. By the way, 5 for 9, and I go bronze. But people thinking underperformance. I was like, you guys must be stupid. Do you know what I mean? I think it come down to like we shouldn't even spend a minute to listen to this anymore because you've we've been in those big platforms, we've delivered, we've done it, we know the condition how we did it. It's not worth even thinking about it anymore. Again, this has come down to you because, as I said, me and you were different, but you're in a different league. But still, when you're being compared, your performance or your strength to people that are on the platform now, believing like, oh, they're stronger than you, but yeah, but you haven't competed for a year. You
yeah,
can't really compare my total from a year to now if I haven't compared. Unless you retired. That's different. You know what I mean?
yep.
You know what I mean? That's a different ballgame. It's like me today sitting here telling you like, oh, I'm better than Greg Gibbs. Are you stupid? I've had bigger total than Greg Gibbs, right? I've won world and won world games. Greg Gibbs has never won that. But I'm not a stronger lifter than him. You know what I mean? I am not. Even if he's retired, I am not. I'm not gonna go sugarcoat myself around there thinking that's just stupid of thinking like that. You know what I mean? And that comes to you like when you look at you, what you're doing, what you've done in the platform, what other people are doing now. When people are going like, oh yeah, they're stronger than you or they're better than you. About people like us that have been in powerlifting will look at it thinking, come on, mate, look at what you're talking about. Look at the past. Do you know what I mean? Is
Yeah,
that
but it's fun to
again the
get. It's fun to get mad before a session sometimes listening to those podcasts.
oh, does it make you mad?
Yeah, I like to
What's
use it. I
what's what's
feel
your go-to what's your go-to podcast that pisses you off?
I don't. Okay, one that I like kind of listened to a few times was the one with Amanda and Carolina, where Amanda went off on a rant. I think it was after I said that I'm gonna go 84 in in like 2 years to try to beat Amanda, and she started saying like, "Oh, try beating Carolina first, something something," and yeah, I went and did that at my next meet.
So so basically, Carlina got the L from you because of Amanda.
I would have still wanted to beat her anyways, but I liked listening to Amanda saying that and being like, oh, yeah, you want me to beat Carlina first? Okay, okay, I will beat Carlina first, and then I will beat you.
Okay, now I will recommend a podcast for you. Go and listen to King of the Lift podcast with Rondell and what's the other chap? I forgot his name again.
I think I know
Um,
which one you're talking about. Yeah, I've listened to it. Uh,
yeah, listen to it again for the second time.
okay, okay, yeah,
You all right?
that's a good
Before you do
idea.
your meet, your 700 meet, listen that week. Just listen to the podcast. You know what I mean? You get what I'm talking about, right? Again, I'm saying like I said this in the beginning. Krenner has got so much strength, so much power, right? You know,
She's got a lot of
she's
potential. Yeah,
she's the best 76 at the moment because she's a world champion, right? So that's how I put it down. Me, I always put world champion before any other performance people have done, right? So she's the best because she's the world champion. But is she the strongest 66, 76 in the world? While you do exist and you're coming back, that's a different ball question. That's a different question for another day. Do you know what I mean? So, and now we're looking at 700 in December. What are we going to look for when it comes to Brazil as an 84? What's the plan? By the way, you've
I
made the
honestly,
69. You've literally killed the 69 already. Carola won world, but she couldn't even hit the 95% to get to
honestly,
Sheffield.
I haven't really thought about my goals for Worlds next year because my goal was to hit around 670, but like I'm already doing that, so I need to reevaluate my goals again. I didn't have
Is that
time to do that
67,
yet.
670 at 84 or 76?
I wanted to hit 670 at 84 at Worlds next year, but I
Wow.
did that yesterday, so yeah, probably just anything over 700 will be great.
So
Just to
basically,
replicate it.
you've ruined the 69. You want to ruin the 84 a world, and the Sheffield that comes, you want to ruin the 76.
Yep. And then I will probably compete as an 84 for the next Sheffield because I kind of like the idea of winning Sheffield in three different weight classes. That would be great.
Oh, can you say that again for my soundbite? What did you say?
I would like to win Sheffield in three different weight classes.
So
I'm gonna
eight,
try to do that.
so 69, 76, and 84.
Yep, that's the goal. And like another one of the reasons why I want to do Worlds as an 84 and Sheffield as a 76 is because I want to have the total world record in three different weight classes simultaneously. So I'm pretty confident the 69 kilo total world record is safe for now. So I should have enough time to get the 84 kilo total world record and the 76 kilo total world record back to have three different total world records
So who
next
has the
year.
76? Carolina, I guess, isn't it? Carolina has the 76.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Brandon beat it at the Worlds.
No, no, I think Carolina,
I don't
I
think
think
so.
she was under, I think, a couple kilos.
I think it's
Just a couple
six
kilos.
to
Yeah.
it's 620. I think it's 628 or 628.5. It's the same as my 69 kilo total world record. Yeah,
So you want to get that back. Also, would you ever go back to go down to 63?
63. No, that's especially not now because even last year when I was doing my cut, it was already hard, and I'm pretty sure I've got some new muscles on. And okay, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna do it because I might change my mind at one point, but it's not very feasible, I would say. I'll definitely go back down to 69 at some point because I still want to get that 10 times body weight total. So, just probably gonna cut down to that. And because I like just jumping between weight classes, I don't know, maybe one day I will just want to get really super jacked and go for that again. And I will go down to 63, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it would be too tough for me.
So in terms of what's the plan about that 300 kilo squat we said equipped you're going to be doing? What's the plan for that?
Damn, that's tough because that's why I was planning to do the national meet in December equipped to get that 300 kilo squat, but now I kind of want to hit a 700 kilo total raw first, like so I still want to compete equipped at some point in the future because I feel like I have unfinished business in equipped and it's just fine fun to do that sometimes, but I really don't know where I'm gonna squeeze that in, especially with Sheffield being in November. It's gonna be tough, but who knows? Maybe one day.
So, what are you looking forward to Sheffield then this year? Because again, Sheffield is bringing almost like a new cast, isn't it? New crews coming in terms of like the lifters. Jesus is back, and of course there is Megan Lee that is I think flirting going to 47, which is a ton of she will, and of course, there is Crennan coming to Sheffield. There's of course Susanna coming there as well. So, what are you looking forward to in terms of like the battles?
Honestly, I haven't really been following it that much. Like, I don't want to think about it because it really hurts that I can compete, especially with Sheffield being at the new venue this year. So yeah, I'm just trying not to think about it. When I see someone post and talk about Sheffield, I scroll past it as fast as possible because it still hurts. It's tough.
Mm.
I'm
I
I'm
know.
gonna
I mean,
watch it,
especially
but
at your level, yeah, at your level, especially like where if I had the opportunity to be on that platform, I would be at Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
gave me
not
the
even.
opportunity, but squandered it.
I wouldn't be at Sheffield. I would win Sheffield again. That's the truth. Like it sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken two Sheffield away from you, which is not
Yep.
really fair. I mean, two Sheffield away is just crazy.
I
Because the
was,
thing said 17.
I was so excited when Pete posted about two Sheffields for the first time. I was like, no way, this is so insane. Two Sheffields in 1 year. It's gonna be the best year ever. And to miss both of them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I know. Be back. You'll be back. You'll be back stronger and better. In terms of like, of course, there's a wild card out there, right, floating around in terms of two on the women's side, two on the men's side. Who do you think will get a two on the women's side, or who do you think should get one?
I think Sonita should be one for sure. For the Reed versus Sonita battle. Because everyone loves that. And for the second one, honestly, I don't even remember who's in already, so hard for me to say.
I mean, I think there is, as I said, I can't name everyone on top of my head, but there's Megan Lee Smith there, there is Tiff there, there is Leon Lee there, there is Cronin is there, Suzanne is there, of course, Ziana, there is Britt there, that's seven. Who else am I missing? Did I miss it?
Kiara,
63,
Alba, and
no, there
Kara.
is Alba there.
Kara isn't. Okay.
There's Alba there, yeah. And
Sarah.
there is, of course, Sarah there. Sarah is there, and I'm missing one woman. What women am I missing? I'm missing one lady because there's 247, 152. Oh, there's of course Joy Namani.
Oh, Joy. Yeah, right.
Our Joy on the 57. So yeah, so I mean, those are the 10. So again,
No,
the
that means
two.
that Sarah is in. In.
Sarah is in.
She's in. Okay.
Yeah, Saranadi is in. Yeah. So that mean like we are. I mean, the two is basically the two potentially could be Sonita, Carlina. There is Sonita, there is Carlina. Who else? It's really hard though. On the women's side, it's very hard. The two most obvious spot is Sonita and Carlina for me, right? The ones that coming
Yeah,
out like,
probably.
okay, it would be good to have that 84. 84 battle and 84 plus battle at Sheffield. That's where it's coming, Sonita and Carlino. On the men's side, I know probably like you wouldn't really know who's there on the man, but who do you think should get the man wild card? Don't say me because I'm not gonna do it. I'm injured.
Okay, let me just. Who do you think should get the wild card?
I
Let's
mean,
see
on
if
the
I
men's
agree.
side, so on the men's side for me is you should bring 193, and then there's no any other 93 I'll pull forward rather than Christian, right? Christian Iron Doken. Bring another 193, we'll have three. And if you want a full 93, then you bring Emil, because Emil has always been a good Sheffield rep in terms of like being on that platform. Always perform when it comes to that. Um, but if you want to bring, you don't want to bring two 93s, you want to look around, of course, the 120s, they had a very good world in terms of battles. I know
That's right.
Rondell
Yeah.
won by 1,000 kilos, but if you see McDonald, you see our Josh here that came second, they were very strong contenders. Do you know what I mean? So if it wasn't 1,000 kilo for Rondell, we'll be talking about world winning at that 120 would have been very close, very very close, right? So there's Joshua there, there's McDonald there as well, and so if we go a little bit down, I think for me, right, there is Joey B in the 83, Joey B, there's Christian and Emil, there is Josh and Joseph. These five lifters, two will get to Sheffield.
Um, I
Two of them
think
should get to Sheffield.
yeah, I think I take one of the 120s
Hmm.
and probably a meal.
Yeah, because these guys, like, especially as I said, Emil, me, the reason I'm gonna go for Christian because he's a fresh blood, right? I know what Emil is capable of. He's done it well year in year out. Done at Sheffield year in year out. For me, it's more not just about being a friend, but I know Christian will bring that excitement, especially in the British crowd, and this is a new
Yeah,
venue, right?
yeah.
So he will bring that excitement. The big C will bring that excitement. That's why it is. But anyway, let's wait and see. But it will be interesting. But I think anyone that turn up at Sheffield, as always, is going to be exciting to watch. But some of us that won't be on that platform, that have been on those platforms, it's going to be sad to watch from the sideline, right? It will be very sad. But at the same time as well, it's the motivation we all need, isn't it? You know what I mean? We both need that motivation. When we see them there in November doing what they're doing, me and you will be sitting there watching, texting each other, thinking, oh, for damn, it's shit. We need to get on that platform. We need to get
Yeah,
back. You know what I
for
mean? We need
sure.
to get back.
I mean, it's gonna
That's
be crazy to hear that huge crowd, even bigger than the previous Sheffields. That's
oh,
gonna be insane.
it's gonna be insane. I really can't wait for it. So the last few questions I just wanna ask you in terms of like, of course, with everything that's happened in the Polish Federation for the past 2 years, with the crap they've given you, how's your relationship with them? Because at the end of the day, you go back lifting for them.
Or maybe let's just skip this one. I don't want to get into more trouble.
Okay, okay, that's fine. But you're still mentally you're prepared to go back and become a member again. Basically, like at the end of the day, you're not lifting for people, you're lifting for your country and yourself.
Yeah, I
Do you know
just
what I mean?
want to
That's what
represent my
matters.
country. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what matters. That's what matters there. So again, as I said in December, I'm looking forward to see that performance, that 700 kilo in December. We already said 245 squat, 175 bench press, and 280 deadlift. Right,
yeah.
that's what
Let's
we
go.
said. And to be honest, with the numbers I'm seeing, that two is it what 225 for eight you pulled?
To 35 for 8.
235 for eight. I mean, if you said to me you will pull 280, I mean, no doubt. Do you know what I mean? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So last few questions. Would you go back to your normal self of competing more often when you go back to on the platform? Is it the same
100% for
approach?
sure. Yep, that's
But
what
you
I love
just told
doing.
me you're such a hypocrite. You just told me 2 seconds ago the break has helped massively because you were able to include things that you didn't.
It has already helped. I don't need more help for now.
That's crazy. So basically, next year we expect you like you do March, you do potentially you do Brazil, and you do Avencus or Silent Worker, and then you do Sheffield again.
Yeah, probably.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I am.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait. After not competing for 2 years, I need to get some competitions in. It's been so much
I
waiting.
mean, yeah, your open powerlifting, mate. That page is looking so small, looking so short. I think I got more comp than you now. Do you know what I mean?
Need
You need to
need
go
to fix
past. You
that.
need to go
I need
past.
to fix that.
You know, come on, you can't be getting people like me or the rest getting more comps than you. Come on. When you're
Yeah.
back, you need to do one every single 12, every single 8 weeks, a comp. Even if it's bench only. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a bunch of national meets, just go one attempt and win them, just to get more comps on my open powerlifting. Let's go.
That is
Nah,
that is crazy.
okay. No, I'm not gonna waste money like that. Let's be serious.
Or is it that a waste of money? Do you guys have to pay for your national meets?
Yeah.
Oh God. How much is it again?
You don't have to.
No, we do pay, but how much is it again?
Um, Depends on the meet. Usually around 300 to 400 zloty, so just below 100 euros, I think.
That's all right. I think that's pretty much what we pay, like 100, 110. You know what I actually, I'm actually almost like so annoyed the fact that we don't have the Arnolds in Europe anymore.
Oh yeah, that's really sad.
Do you know what I mean?
Is
We
it
should
not gonna
have
be
the
back?
Arnolds.
Is it not gonna
I
be
mean,
back?
I don't know if it will be back because last year we had the Arnolds, but they have a different what you call it, a different federation for it. They have the what was it BPU or whatever, the untested one there in there. So they
Oh,
didn't really have us. Do you know what I mean? So man, that's I'm dreading. If the Arnold is back, it would be nice for us to go back and do the Arnolds again.
yeah, that would
Do you
be
know what I
fun.
mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, because
And
the Arnold is
I could do equipped bench again. Let's go.
oh yeah, yeah. They will allow you to do normal one and then you do a quick bench. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway, just last question, mate. Listen, it's been brilliant having you catching up like this. I know we meant to do this since before World, but we didn't. But again, that total I saw 665. It's just insane. It's crazy, right? And did you do that because you wanted to make a statement?
Not really. It was just like, so I'm going on vacation next week. I won't be training for a whole week. And I came to the gym. I wanted to have a fun session. My goal numbers were 220 for squat for double, 165 for bench, and then 265 for deadlift. But I came to the gym. I was super fast on squat, just like record fast velocities because I track all my heaviest sessions with Vitru. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling great. I'm just gonna load to 25 and let's go. Let's see if it moves. And it moved. It moved better than I expected. And then bench was on a whole other level. That was just insane. I just kept adding weight because it just kept moving so fast. And same happened on deadlifts. So it wasn't planned. I was planning to hit around 650, I think.
Mhm.
But I just turned out to be much stronger than expected.
For me,
So
I
I took
think
it.
when you posted, what was it? Was it 635 for warm ups? That's what you said.
647.5 from
Yeah,
last warm up.
647 for from last warm up. I thought it was a typo. I literally thought it was. I was like, I literally said to myself, do people actually watching this are seeing what this girl's writing?
Wait,
Six forty.
did you not calculate it? I posted all my last warm ups on my stories.
No, no, no. I watched it. I thought it was a typo when you said warm up.
Oh,
do, you,
okay, okay.
do you know what I mean? The numbers, I know it was 647, but they warm up a bit. I was like, no, that must be a typo.
Yeah, anyways, that's what
No.
I was originally planning to hit around that range, but it turned out to be my warm ups. So Yep.
You know what, Agata? I wish you luck. Go on vacation. Go and have fun. I know when you're gonna come back, you'll be literally like killing it. And then I can't wait for that December comp. So hopefully we can do one of these a bit close to that comp or after that comp. It will be nice. And if I'm at Sheffield, if you have time to come to Sheffield, let's of course grab a drink as always. Let's chat about it. So I'll text you about around there around that time. So yeah, let's cry together in terms of like seeing these people crushing on the platform and we're watching from far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay. Anyone who stayed this far listening to us, if you have any question, as I always said, please send that on the comment section or just message them or DM Agatha. We should be able to answer these questions. Is anything we spoke
Hey,
about you did
I
not like or so? Please, go on.
I have a fun idea. Maybe I
Go
should
on.
just have my own rack in the warm-up room and just max out during the comp.
At
That would be
Sheffield,
fun. Yeah.
I think,
Imagine.
and I'm
That
gonna.
would be
Uh, Then
that
I
would
have
be
to
fun.
hire a videographer. I will hire you a videographer. I was like, do you know what? Just stick a camera on that Agatha and live feed to the big screen in the venue. Do you know what I mean? When the ladies finish squatting, and then we see, that break time when people normally say break at Sheffield, and we see Agatha squatting.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I should feed that to SPD. That would be
yeah,
actually good.
yeah,
They just feed that to SPD. Let's see what's gonna happen, and they will see a 640 on the platform, then a 710 in the warm up. Anyway, on that note, speak soon.
yeah. Thanks for having me again.